I'm still in bed, but it just hit me how my first semester in college really just happened. Like, I just got done with a whole semester in college, my very first. And I never really took the time to reflect on it. I mean, I did, but just not on camera. So that's really what this video is going to be about, reflecting on my first semester in college, my highs, my lows, things I wish I would have done, and all that, especially for those who just got done with college application seasons. I hope you're ready for college. I mean, yeah, it definitely is an experience to behold, definitely something, but before that, I need to get my life together.
So I just went ahead and started with making my bed first. FYI, this is not my dorm room, it's my room at home. And I felt like clarifying that is just so y'all don't think I got the good on campus. But making my bed each morning is a habit I cultivated ever since I was younger, and it just helps me start my day off right, especially just getting my mind right for the day. Now that we're done with making my bed, come join me as I do a mini morning routine in the bathroom. So I'm just gonna start with brushing my teeth, and it's crazy, but I vividly remember this moment right here, where I was just thinking about how grateful I was to God for getting to wake up this morning and having the willpower to plan out what I wanted to do for the day. I said a quick prayer in my mind, just staring at the mirror, and if y'all want more on my morning routine with God, I'll be happy to make a video on that.
Look at all this growth. I mean, it grows back like so fast.
And I had to shave because my facial hair grew back. I realized it grows a lot faster than most people, and that has its perks and downsides. The main downside is having to constantly trim it, but I kind of don't mind it because it enables me to incorporate something else in my self-care routine and I can be more satisfied. Oh, and I recently just got the Manscaped. It's really good. I highly recommend it because it was recommended to me by my brother, but it's really good. It just takes off all the hair, all the ingrowth from your skin, and it's just so good.
You gotta clean up.
Cleaning up is a must, so I just did that, wrapping it all up with washing my face and getting moisturized, and yeah. So now I'm done just flexing the hard work I just poured into myself, and let's get ready for the actual video.
To start things off, my first semester in college was rough. I'm gonna outright say it. It was something. It was something, but overall, it was good. I'll start off with my initial expectations versus reality phase. And yeah, so before starting college, first off, a lot of people expect you to be ready for college. Societal expectations kind of make you feel like you have to be ready for college. You have to know how to be ready for college and stuff like that, which you don't 100% because you can never fully be prepared for college. Like I know I wasn't. It hits you different in various ways that you just would have never prepared for. It's college, like that's expected. But initially I had this expectation of college life just being, you know, I don't even know what I expected college to be at this point. College surprised me in many ways in the sense that it brought on new interactions, new relationships with people that I might have not been expecting. It brought on new relationships with people that I don't know. That was kind of great. The professors, everything was fairly new to me, and I just loved it overall. But with the expectations for academics, the academic adjustment is really what I mean. But when I say that, I mean like the teaching style and study habits and work routines and all that stuff. So in high school, I didn't really have to study much because like the content wasn't as bad or difficult per se. So it was a change in high school having to. I didn't really have to study much. And what I mean by that is in high school, the teachers' teaching style, like some of them actually tried to make sure you understood, some didn't. That didn't change too much in college because yes, the professors are gonna teach what they came to teach you, but at the end of the day, it's up to you to go to office hours, or maybe study a lot more, or maybe study a little bit more to make sure you actually understand the content. Whereas in high school, you could understand it like right then and there on the spot, not having to. And for me, it was kind of difficult because I may have lost a little bit of my study habits, not having utilized them in so long for 4 years of high school, and it hit me in the sense that I just didn't know where to begin. But but I found a way. I found a way. Not alone, not by myself, but we found a way, and we made it through the semester. And we made it through the semester. Also, with the class sizes, it might have been a little bit intimidating for me because I could have walked into a classroom with 50 people or 300 students, like literally 300 students. And it's intimidating. It's competitive. It's very much each person is there for themselves and you try to survive. And it wasn't that way in high school. My high school wasn't too big to the point where like you couldn't have a one-on-one with the teacher. You always had that opportunity if you really wanted to utilize it. My study habits consisted of switching up my study locations, at least for the first semester. There's like a good and bad to this, but for the most part, I did that and it kind of helped me out a lot because studying in one place kind of made it feel redundant and repetitive for me. And I knew I had to switch things up a little bit to change my environment and get me to reset and just study a lot better. It definitely helped me, but studying in the room wasn't my thing because in my dorm, my bed is like right behind me, and then my table is like right in front of me. So if I'm studying at night, like really late at night, and I yawn maybe once or twice, I'm going to bed. I know I'm going to bed, but I know I'm going to bed because my bed is right there and I'm right here. It's looking at me and I'm looking at it, and we're looking at each other, and it's just right there. I'll sleep. So I didn't really study much in my dorm room. Sometimes I did, but not for the most part. And moving forward to adapting and keeping up with the workload was a lot. Now it depends on what major you are, what career path you're doing, and what level you are in your college career, but it just depends on a lot of things. But just the classes that I took were more so STEM classes, and they just had a lot of information to pile on to you, and you were expected to learn that by each exam date. So it was definitely something. And sometimes, if I didn't understand stuff, I would either go to office hours, I would ask a friend or two and try to make sure I really understood it. But most of the time, it was just a solo study session because I found out that that works best for me. I don't know what works for you. Just try a bunch of things and see what really works for you. Always cherish those moments, cherish those relationships and interactions you have with people because it definitely makes the entire college experience more fulfilling and more enjoyable. And moving on to like organizations and living independently in college, I didn't get involved in too much my first semester because I wanted to focus a lot more on the academics, at least for the first semester, and just get a feel of college, get used to it. I know some people come in and they're already involved in like maybe 50 different things. Good for them. I didn't do any of that. I didn't do much of that. But it really all depends on you, depending on your comfort levels and how prepared you feel going into college. I had to take it a little slower going into college because I had a lot going on the summer before the semester started. So it just depends on how you feel. And with living independently, I would definitely say like living away from home was rough, especially for that extended period of time. You're in a new environment, you're in a new space with new people and new teaching styles, new room. You're in a new room, and it helps to have human interactions with people. So then you're not stuck in only academics because that's not sustainable long term. I knew I'm a social person. and I needed to have those interactions to kind of give me fuel to run on, you know. And with living independently, you have a lot more time on your hands. It really depends on what you have on your schedule, your classes, your goals for yourself, and all that stuff. But I had a reasonable amount of time on my hands, but I didn't just use uselessly. I still tried to be productive in that spare time and like interact with people, but also dedicate that time to future planning. Like you still want to be productive about your time. And yeah, I was partying the first 2 weeks, just having fun and getting used to the college experience. But after those first 2 weeks, man, it went downhill. Psych, now I'm psych, now I'm joking. I'm joking. You still have time to enjoy throughout the semester. Oh, and one thing, just because you can doesn't mean you should. That's one of the things I held on to the entire semester, and it took me a long way because, yes, I could be going to all these parties or all these social events, but I used that time to be somewhat productive. Even a little bit of productivity each day goes a long way than no productivity, and then trying to maybe study the night before an exam or submit that paper that night before when you had all the time in the world. So you definitely want to not gain these habits. So you don't want to gain these habits already, like not staying on top of your work and not writing those papers on time. And sometimes it's okay to be early. Like it's good to be early. It's like one of these quotes I heard, like the more you do now, the less you will have to do later. Yeah, you're still gonna have to do stuff later, but it'll be way less. And it'll stress you out more if you wait till last minute. So one thing I took out of living independently is although you can, does not mean you should. Does not mean you should. Because like, yeah, you might think you don't have responsibility now, you don't have any chores anymore, but you really do. You are responsible for your academics. You're responsible for planning out your life because you're an adult now, or at least most people are. And you're expected to, maneuver through all this and have certain checklists, have certain plans in place and mechanisms to apply if these plans don't go as planned, like a plan A, plan B, all that good stuff. So, yeah, you might not have any chores anymore, but this is your future we're talking about. So, definitely keep that in mind when you start going to all those parties. I'm not against parties or anything. I'm just saying do all things in proportions. You don't want to do too much of something. And this is another thing that connects time management with just having spare time in your schedule. Let me know in the comments if you want me to expand on this because there's a lot more to say about it than I'm giving it credit for right now, but just let me know. And to close this all out, I would say my first semester in college overall was a great experience. I definitely met great people. I got lucky and got an incredible roommate. He's so lit. And with classes overall, I would say they went great. Like the experience was definitely something new and I loved it. I had my highs and my lows, which you will too. But it's just how you navigate through it. You want to find things that fuel you. You want to find things that you want to find things that give you the juice to run on for the day, for the week. It could be social interaction. It could be going to the gym, which I did a lot. And, keep up with your diet, like eat and stay hydrated. That's another thing. Stay hydrated. But yeah, I'm glad I did this reflection on my first semester in college. I just hope you got value from it. And just let me know in the comments if you want more information on like how my first semester went or certain things that happened this semester. As I'm looking forward to my second semester starting in a couple of weeks. But thank you all for watching this reflection on first semester things. Like, subscribe, and share this with someone who may be starting college soon. But yeah, thank y'all again for watching and see y'all in the next one.